You ever notice how everything changes right before everything changes? Like there's this invisible shift happening beneath the surface of your reality, and suddenly the world starts speaking to you in a language you didn't even know you were learning. The signs aren't subtle anymore. They're not those wishful thinking coincidences you used to chase after, desperate for meaning in the chaos. No, these are different. These are the universe's way of saying, your waiting is over. If you clicked on this video, if something pulled you here in this exact moment, it's because you've been feeling it too. That strange electricity in the air, that sense that time itself is holding its breath, waiting for you to finally step into what's been waiting for you all along. Most people spend their entire lives hoping for their moment, praying for their breakthrough, begging for some cosmic sign that their time has arrived. But here's what they don't understand. The universe doesn't send you what you want when you want it. It sends you what you're ready for when you're ready for it. And ready, that's not a feeling. It's not some mystical state you achieve through meditation or positive thinking or manifesting vision boards. Ready is earned. It's forged through every moment you chose to keep going when quitting made more sense. Every time you faced your fears instead of running from them. Every instance you picked yourself up after life knocked you down and said, not yet, but not never. Ready is built in the quiet moments when nobody's watching, when you're doing the work, not because anyone will notice, but because something inside you knows it matters. But here's where it gets interesting. The universe has a peculiar way of testing whether you're actually ready or just pretending to be. It doesn't send you the big break first. It doesn't hand you the dream job, the perfect relationship, the financial freedom you've been asking for. Instead, it sends you something much more subtle, much more profound. It sends you opportunities to prove who you've become when nobody's looking. Think about it. How many times have you asked for something, received a smaller version of it, and completely dismissed it because it wasn't exactly what you pictured? How many times have you overlooked the very thing that was meant to prepare you for what you actually wanted? The universe operates on a principle that most people never grasp. It gives you practice rounds before the real game. It sends you training wheels before the bicycle. It offers you glimpses of your potential before it hands you the full power. And those glimpses, those moments when you feel like you're operating at a completely different level than usual, those aren't accidents. Those are previews. The universe showing you what's possible when you align with who you're meant to become. But here's the catch. Most people experience those peak moments and then immediately try to recreate them externally. They think it was the circumstances, the location, the people around them that created that magic. So they chase the external conditions, hoping to capture lightning in a bottle again. That's not how it works. Those moments of alignment, those glimpses of your highest potential, they're coming from inside you. They're bubbling up from a place that's been there all along, just waiting for the right conditions to emerge. And the right conditions aren't external. They're internal. They happen when you stop fighting against who you are and start flowing with who you're becoming. The universe has been watching you, not judging, not keeping score, but observing, watching how you handle disappointment, how you respond to unexpected challenges, how you treat people when you have nothing to gain from being kind, how you show up when no one's applauding, how you persist when progress feels impossible. All of that data, all of those moments when you thought nobody was paying attention, they've been building something, creating a profile of who you really are beneath all the stories you tell yourself. And when that profile reaches a certain frequency, when your actions consistently match the energy of what you've been asking for, that's when the universe starts sending different signals. Not the desperate prayers of someone who wants their life to change, but the steady vibration of someone who has already changed and is ready for their external reality to catch up. You'll notice it first in the small things. Conversations will start flowing differently. People will begin responding to you with a respect that feels unfamiliar, but somehow natural. Opportunities will present themselves in ways that feel effortless, like doors opening just as you reach for the handle. Synchronicities will multiply, not because you're looking for them, but because you're finally vibrating at the frequency where they can find you. But here's what trips most people up. When these signals start appearing, when the universe begins confirming that your time has arrived, there's often a period of disbelief, a part of you that can't quite accept that this is really happening. You've spent so long waiting, so long hoping, so long preparing, that when the moment actually comes, almost feels too good to be true. This disbelief creates a dangerous pattern. You start second-guessing the signs. You begin looking for proof that you're wrong, evidence that this isn't really your moment after all. You sabotage the very opportunities that are trying to elevate you, because some part of you still believes you're not worthy of what you've been asking for. The universe sends you exactly what you need, and you reject it because it doesn't look like what you expected. What you have to understand is that the universe operates on perfect timing, not your timing. It doesn't care about your deadlines, your plans, your carefully constructed timeline of when things should happen. It cares about readiness. It cares about alignment. It cares about whether you've become the person who can handle what you've been asking for without self-destructing. And when you have become that person, when you've done the internal work, when you've healed the wounds that used to sabotage your success, when you've developed the emotional capacity to hold what you want without losing yourself in it, that's when everything shifts. The universe stops sending you lessons and starts sending you gifts. It stops testing your resolve and starts supporting your mission. The gifts don't look like what you imagined, though. They're not wrapped in shiny paper with your name written in golden letters. They come disguised as ordinary moments that carry extraordinary weight. A conversation with a stranger that opens a door you didn't even know existed. An idea that hits you in the shower and won't let go until you act on it. A phone call that changes everything but felt completely natural when it happened. You'll start noticing that resistance melts away from situations that used to feel impossible. That job interview you were terrified of becomes an engaging conversation. That difficult person in your life suddenly seems less triggering, not because they changed, but because you're operating from a different frequency entirely. Problems that used to consume weeks of your mental energy resolve themselves almost effortlessly, as if the universe is clearing the path ahead of you. But here's where most people miss the entire point. They think the universe sending signs means life becomes easy. They expect smooth sailing, perfect conditions, and obstacle-free progress toward their dreams. That's not what happens when it's finally your time. What happens is that challenges become purposeful instead of random. Obstacles become stepping stones instead of roadblocks. Difficulties become opportunities to demonstrate the strength you've been building, rather than evidence that you're not meant to succeed. The universe doesn't remove struggle from your path when it's your time. It transforms your relationship with struggle. You stop seeing challenges as punishment and start recognizing them as preparation. You realize that every difficult person you encounter is teaching you patience. Every financial pressure is showing you resourcefulness. Every moment of uncertainty is developing your faith in your own ability to navigate the unknown. And then something interesting starts happening with time itself. You'll notice that you're no longer rushing toward your future or mourning your past. You become present in a way that feels almost supernatural. Hours pass like minutes when you're working on something aligned with your purpose. Conversations with the right people seem to exist outside of normal time constraints. You start experiencing what mystics call kairos time, where moments expand and contract based on their significance rather than the ticking of a clock. This shift in your relationship with time is one of the clearest signals that the universe is preparing to move you into your next phase. Because when you're truly aligned with your path, when you're operating from your authentic frequency, time becomes your ally instead of your enemy. You stop feeling like you're racing against some invisible deadline and start trusting that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. People around you will start noticing something different about your energy. They might not be able to put their finger on it, but they'll sense a groundedness that wasn't there before, a certainty that doesn't need to announce itself, a peace that doesn't get shaken by external circumstances. Some will be drawn to this new version of you, hungry for whatever transformation they're witnessing. Others will feel threatened by your growth and try to pull you back into old patterns. This is where your commitment gets tested. Not your commitment to your dreams, but your commitment to the person you've become. Because when the universe starts moving you toward your destiny, it often requires leaving behind people, places, and versions of yourself that served you in the past but can't come with you into your future. And that letting go, it's not always dramatic. Sometimes it's as simple as outgrowing conversations that used to fascinate you, or feeling called toward experiences that your old circle can't understand. The universe has a way of making space for what's coming by gently removing what no longer fits. Relationships that once felt essential begin to feel draining. Habits that used to provide comfort start feeling restrictive. Even physical spaces can begin to feel too small for the energy you're carrying. This isn't loss, it's expansion. It's the universe clearing out anything that might interfere with your ability to receive what's coming. And what's coming is bigger than you think. Not necessarily in scope or scale, though it might be, but in impact. The universe doesn't prepare someone for years just to hand them something ordinary. It doesn't put you through the refining fire of growth and challenge just to keep you exactly where you are. When it's finally your time, when you've proven your readiness through consistent alignment with your highest self, the universe tends to surprise you with opportunities that exceed what you thought was possible. But here's the thing that nobody tells you about receiving what you've been asking for. It comes with a responsibility that you didn't anticipate. When you finally step into your power, when you finally become who you were meant to be, you become a beacon for others who are still finding their way. Your very existence becomes proof that transformation is possible. Your success becomes a template that others can follow. Your journey becomes a light that others can navigate by. This responsibility isn't a burden, but it can feel overwhelming at first, because suddenly you realize that your personal transformation was never just about you. It was about everyone whose life you'll touch once you step into your full potential. The universe wasn't just preparing you to receive your dreams, it was preparing you to become a catalyst for others to receive theirs. So if you're here, if these words have been hitting different than they would have months ago, if something deep inside you is stirring with recognition, then you already know. The universe has been sending you signals, preparing you, refining you, and now it's time. Not time to keep waiting for permission, or perfect conditions, or some dramatic sign written in the sky. It's time to trust that everything you've been through, every challenge that didn't break you, every moment you chose growth over comfort, was building toward this moment. Your readiness isn't something you feel, it's something you are. And if you've made it this far, if something inside you recognized itself in these words, then the only question left isn't whether you're ready. The question is whether you're finally willing to step into what's been waiting for you all along, because the universe has been preparing you for something bigger than you imagined, something that will not only transform your life, but ripple out to touch everyone around you. The signs are there, the doors are opening, the path is illuminated. Your moment isn't coming, it's here. The only thing left is for you to trust what you already know deep down. It's finally your time.